Hello, beautiful. Wait, hello, beautiful.
What do they call that? A forced confession?
I don't know, but we were going to have a really good hair day, and now we're having a really bad hair day because it got wet. The water attacked my hair. Uh,
New York water. There we go.
That's even worse.
Yeah.
And I'm a little
Yeah.
in the throat. I've got a
I
something.
know. I get that way. I think it's something in the air today. I've got it too.
Actually, I don't know. I think
Anyway, we try to work it out.
it's a combination with me. But we had something happen this weekend, and the only way I knew how to let off the steam was to yell just a lot of times in a row, very loud, until I had no energy to do it anymore. We had a cat attacked by two coyotes, and it was an avoidable situation. And so when I heard the news, I the only thing I could do was just like I don't know. Just it was an odd response maybe. And I think that's part of what shattered my voice. But I was also suffering from something weird.
Hmm. I understand. I get that way sometimes too.
Does it
I
ever?
scream, you scream, we scream, I scream, right?
Yeah, salted caramel with
Yeah.
caramel ribbons is what
Yeah.
we have this week still. But hot tea has been better
Yeah.
on my little.
Hmm. Hmm.
Hello, beautiful.
Hello, beautiful.
Hello.
Hmm.
How are you, my Randall?
Huh?
How are you doing, my Randall?
I'm doing great. I'm thrilled that
I'm glad.
we've
Outstanding. War Day.
been working on the book, and it's moved forward to a potential release date very soon.
Does that
So
mean that the author's copy was approved?
yeah, yeah. So getting there. Um, we'll wait till we have that firmly in mind, and then talk about it. All right.
Okay. But in the meantime, y'all just know it's
Yeah.
happening.
Oh yeah. No, it's incredible the amount of uh, decisions that one has to make that they don't tell you about. You know, it's like you write a book. Well, you write, and it may or may not be decision conscious, but after that comes all the technical information about how you accomplish that, and that's a whole different game.
That
And
sounds like my day today, trying to upload all the legal briefs that I finally wrote just right, and I got all the exhibits just right. And then
yeah,
it told me, you need this page. And I thought,
right,
I need what page? Are you serious
yeah,
right now? I just spent like 1,000 hours, and now I need another. Okay.
yeah.
So
Uh-oh.
then the technical uploading and then back and forth, and oh my God,
What happened up here?
I don't know. What
Okay,
hasn't happened up here?
just a
Doesn't it
second.
all start? It all
Oh,
starts
there
up
we go.
here,
There
doesn't
we
it?
go. Anyway, it's been quite an eventful week, I guess. We
Yeah.
have Project Epic Fantasy being played out.
Epic failure, epic fantasy,
Epic Fantasy,
epic
right?
nightmare.
Yeah, and I think it's phenomenal that the audience, us, can sit there and know that we've won the war 8 times and lost it 5 times, and one person calls the other person an idiot. I think that's both sides. And then, you know, Mr. T go ahead and generates all the imagery and permits necessary for Arc de Triomphe, right? Modeled after the one in France. The only problem is France never won a war. So we might be onto something here. where we can have a monument, but not because we won a war.
I'm
And the
already
reason
so
being,
confused.
yeah, so the reason is it's
What?
called Schrodinger's cat or Schrodinger's war because,
Oh, because the
yeah,
war
'cause
might be dead, but it might not be.
that's right. And you don't know if you won or lost till you look at it. And when you look at it, you wake up the next day and look at it again. So anybody trying to get a definitive answer should read Schrodinger's cat, the parable of that, and they would understand exactly why the war is won and lost all on the same day, right? And that way they wouldn't be confused, right? So anyway, I'll call that a good job. Anytime you can keep the world entertained in that manner for that long. I mean, this is like a, what do you call it, a serial Western or something, you
Serial
know?
nightmare.
No, come on, you got characters and you got guns and bombs and explosions. I mean, this is a Tom Cruise movie all over again, right? So, and the great thing is, it's not about the war at all. It's all about like who gets the money. It's about who ends up with the banking cartel for the world or who ends up with the oil cartel for the world. And forget the drug cartels. They're just like, beginners at this because everybody knows war and banking's where the money is, right?
War and banking, war
Yes.
and banking. Yep, that's right. It's the love and marriage song, except it's war and banking.
Yeah, exactly. I actually was writing a song about the whole war, and I called it "Dead Dog in the Middle of the Road." But I haven't got all the words worked out yet, and I'm looking for a country and western singer that wants to, collaborate on that. So Taylor Swift called me.
The dog doesn't like your song at all. She's turned her back on you.
Yeah, yeah. So anyway, I think it's very entertaining. Very, very entertaining. Anybody who doesn't look at it that way is not looking at it correctly. I'll put it that way.
Well, or at least spiking their cortisol for nothing, because there are options.
Yeah.
Clearly,
Yeah.
Randy's got them.
I mean, yeah, until you get to go over there and participate willingly, right? It's just a no-go. It's a no show.
Willingly, as opposed to willy-nillyingly.
Yeah, yeah. So when you understand all that, then you basically can call the war, I don't know, epic fury. You could change the title of the movie going on to Love Story 2. How's that?
Love story number two.
Yeah, it's a love story. It's the language I use when I work with people is very simple. If you're doing something, we say the love of doing that particular thing, waging war on Iran, is greater than the love of not waging war on them. It's a very simple
Clearly,
equation. Yeah. And obviously, the war, let's say the idea of waging war with the establishment, we'll call it, on a 1 to 10 basis is about 2,000. So they're kind of off the chart with the energy they've got. And we look at that and then we say the love of not waging war, no, that doesn't even compute. It doesn't even register on the scale. And then we go look at Iran and say, what's your love of waging war? And it's like even higher than ours, right? They love it, right? And the idea of peace strengthening them, same thing. It's a negative. So
you
there you go.
know, negative, it's all negative.
Yeah.
You're like the news, it's just all negative.
So if you realize you're looking at a love story, you know, if you realize you're
Well,
looking at Schrodinger's cat equivalent of a quote unquote war, right?
that brings us back to like bromance specialists. Like, what's going on with the bromance? If it's a love story, it must be the bromance must be back, right? Like, what? No,
With who?
all of them. Maybe it's an orgy.
Oh yeah, yeah. You know, the only people that enjoy this whole show is, pardon my term, old big belly fat men, right? And my book is directly addressed at big bellied fat man. How's that?
Okay.
Right?
I,
So if we could cure that, we might lower the incidence of, love of war in the world. Who knows? Right?
you know, the war of love, the love of war.
Yeah. Yeah. That's why I had to step outside the genre and come up with dead dog laying in the middle of the road. So
See,
there.
my next line on that was, I thought that's a good lyric for the same for a song, right? The
Yeah.
what the war of love, the love of war. I love you, honey, 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 said the Vietnamese whore.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, that was in
And
that movie. Remember?
yeah.
Honey, honey, me so fishy.
Yeah. Yeah, one of the misfortunes of war this time is that sailors out there are starving to death and don't have the opportunity to pick up roadkill. Like if they were true rednecks and Cajuns, they'd be able to sustain themselves in this war.
No, they're gonna have a problem.
Yeah, I think there's a big problem. You're going to have to put boots on the ground to forage for food, right?
Or
Yeah.
get Waffle House to put pop-up Waffle Houses
There
on the
you
front
go.
line.
Yeah. Isn't
If
that amazing
here,
that
and this is it. If you can teleport to us, we can
uh,
teleport to you because we're
yeah,
Waffle
yeah,
House.
yeah. Did you see where I had managed to,
You teleported to Waffle
yeah,
House.
I managed to land at a Waffle House of my choosing,
You
actually.
know what? And there's evidence on because it's on social media, it's on the internet, so it has to be real.
And I can attest that there are aliens among us.
Yeah.
Yeah, just any Sunday morning or any Friday, Saturday night, midnight. I mean, you will become not a true believer, but a true experiencer. That's what I love. It's
That's
kind
what
of like,
happens at Waffle House.
yeah, like little Louis. Little Louis should have teleported to the right, and so should Greer.
What's Louis Elizondo's IQ?
Huh?
What's Louis's IQ?
What's he what?
Louis, what's his IQ?
Oh, actually 134, right?
Oh dear.
Yeah, but I just love the way that when they interview and he talks about the aliens coming and look, watch my eyes. The aliens are coming. And it's like, wait a minute, camera's right here, buddy.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. So, looking for love in all the wrong places. That's the song goes with that video.
Wow, wow, wowie, wow, wow.
Yeah.
Huh. Interesting.
Yeah.
What about Avi? Tiny Avi.
Unfortunately, he runs about 152. Okay.
Brooksy one.
But that's an example of wasted space, we'll call it. We have a utilization factor that is coefficient that is lower than optimal. There we go. I said that in a scientific way in case he ever heard this thing, he would understand what I'm talking about. Uh,
Wow. Yeah.
yeah, no other great news. The world's falling apart. Welcome to the 90s. I mean, the
Well, and
20s.
Louis Elizondo is smart. There you go. There's the rhyme to that one.
Yeah.
You know,
So
wow.
anyway, oh, the other important news is Tom Cook is going to step down at Apple. He's the head of Apple. And one of the things it's kind of like the continual war in General Motors was over marketing and manufacturing. So the manufacturers, when they're leading, you get great products, and when marketing's leading, you get lousy products with great marketing. And so Tom Cook got a hold of Apple, and his leadership qualities on a 1 to 10 were a 7. And during that time, they increased their presence in the market fourfold. In other words, the stock went up. But the new guy they hired is manufacturing. Leadership qualities are under 2. So that doesn't bode well for the future, you know, unless marketing takes the hold of the whole thing, right? Lousy products, great marketing.
Yeah,
That's the
but stupid consumers, who cares? No one will know the difference.
yeah. So so I think that they're not as robust in their future as they could be unless they called me and allowed me to make a few changes in their, you know, what do they call it, ecosystem.
Ecosystem. Oh.
Yeah, yeah. And
Well,
see,
so
that's what you're getting. You're getting emergent ecosystems of transnational corporations, like we talked last time, that have the ability to set their own policies. No refunds, no this, no that, no shoes, no shirt, no service. And, you know, it just goes on forever. So all of those are going to develop intelligence divisions, you know, operations divisions, kind of like CIA. That's their
I was just
pattern.
gonna say, it sounds like three-letter agency behavior.
Yeah. So you can copy the CIA manual on how to grow an organization, or you can call me. I'm capable of providing that information.
I'd rather grow plants.
You know, in a much more humorous way than maybe they would provide it.
Well, yeah, you know,
Because
if you want to
if you
have fun finding out all kinds of awful
yeah,
things,
if you
call Randy.
provide it in a non-humorous way, you end up with 11 scientists disappearing. And I think it was because they didn't have a sense of humor. That's the only thing
You
I can
think that's
figure.
what it is? Are they all, they're all
Yeah.
dead, aren't they?
Huh?
Are all 11 of them whacked? Yeah.
Let's see. We'll just give them numbers. One, how many dimensions are there? 0, 1 dimensions mean they're not in a physical body anymore. So of those 11, if we had a list, number one's in 0, number two's in 0, number three's in 0, number four is in 1, number five is in 1, six is in 1, seven is in 1, eight is in 0, 9, 0, 10, 0, 11 is 0. They're not here anymore, folks, right? So
Oh.
they've been relegated to the bin of McDonald's hamburger meat. So there.
Yeah. Careful, careful what you eat. Your Big Mac might be one of those scientists.
Right. If only intelligence was transferable, you know, let's say certain peoples of the world used to eat their enemies, right? Kind of like,
Right, so that they could glean, like get the
yeah,
knowledge.
yeah, you know, like the people in Hollywood. Tender, tender, tender.
Oh, tender, Tinder. Oh
Yeah,
dear. That's
yeah,
where you
play on
swipe
words.
up. So that,
Tender and Tinder.
yep,
Oh my goodness.
I know. My wordplay is a little dark, isn't it, tonight?
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
okay. It's okay. Sometimes that's what the party calls for. Wow. Well, um, you're not on the moon anymore.
We were never on the moon. That's
No,
just,
you were on the moon last week because the lunar landscape was out the window behind your head, and now it's not. You
oh, oh
stop
yeah, yeah,
lying.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Stop
Yeah,
lying to me. Don't gaslight
they,
me,
they,
Randy.
they film all that stuff in like Canada, Western United States, even like in the Star Wars, they were filmed in Tunisia. I mean, you can go find landscapes that match any place in the galaxy just about, right? And if you can't, you can find them in your head through the judicious use of psychedelics. How's that? As
You know,
evidenced by certain political leaders in this country, right?
God.
Yeah.
Do you think those guys do shrooms behind closed doors?
Huh?
You think those guys do shrooms behind closed doors?
What goes on behind closed doors?
They do mushrooms, psilocybin.
Oh no, I think they're all the way up to like I think they've progressed their way down to embryos. Let's put it that way.
Oh my.
They've gone from humans to adults to teenagers to infants to embryos, So, right? You don't need a you don't need a Zorro Ranch or um, Little St. James Island if you're down to embryos. I mean, they can generate those all the time. There's a big study in China they just talked about generating embryo humans, right? So,
Did they really?
yeah, yeah. They don't even need skin cells anymore. Stem cells, skin cells, they generate the whole show.
Wow.
In form, but not in function. That's the key to remember with all this, right?
Okay. So it's
There's
just like a vapid.
human form and human function, and those are different, okay? In other words, zombies unite,
Yeah,
right?
I mean, there's no consciousness or awareness, I guess, in
Sure.
whatever those are. So they're just empty. It's just
Yeah,
form that does what?
yeah,
Whatever it's told. I mean, and then what? To what end?
yeah.
That's just weird.
Yeah, because what's going on, like you look at what all the news about data centers and this and power and chip factories and all this. And people go, well, I don't know exactly what that means. What that means is in 3 to 5 years, the world's going to be totally different. If they bring that much computing power online, that represents a change, right, in the overall information density of the planet as far as being able to utilize it in a coherent and directed manner, which means that doesn't sound good for the normal humans out there, right? Hierarchy
Yeah,
prevails.
it sounds good for the genetically modified humans that possibly live underground that are already part technology.
Yeah. And then along comes an earthquake.
Uh-oh.
Yeah. You planned for everything, but you didn't plan for that one. So,
There have been a lot of those lately.
yeah.
And this said then there was a study that said that the inner core of the earth is slowing down or stopped. That's
Yeah.
not good. That's bad.
Yeah.
That's not a good thing, guys. And
It'll,
yeah, but I hear that, and then I hear you say that, offhandedly off the cuff last week that, certain psychics are saying that they can't see past the year 2029.
yeah, that's right.
Can you see past 2029?
Oh, every time I get to 2029, it like goes blank. All right. I'll
That's
give you an example. Let's
what do you
say,
think that means?
well, I'll give you an example. Like right now, the basic equation we work on is that the world goes from perfection to perfection. It's called quantum collapse. Okay. And what that means is if there was any ability for the energy and the space and time to be different, it would be different. Okay. So you have a single instance of reality that becomes the next instant of reality based on all the information, all the energy, all the inputs, all the circumstances of the world. So there's no reason to like it or dislike it. It's just like and I hate the words, it's just what it is.
Just
Okay.
is. Yeah, yeah, okay.
That's it. So then you go, well, okay, what you, Wang Po goes, what you feel about it and what you think about it is not reality. In other words, the reality is reality. It's like Trump. Trump's Trump. How you feel about that is not reality. That
Irrelevant, right.
takes you back out of it. So now we go to, well, I'm going to look at like, let's say 2026, and I'll say our reality is 100% nominal, neither good nor bad. How's that?
Okay.
Okay. Just back to that
Is.
new. Now, here we go. 2026, let's go to 2027 January. Or no, let's just go 1 year from today. April of 2027, nominal is 101.1. So that would indicate there's a certain improvement maybe in our overall state of being, we'll call it. And then I go to 2028, same date, 103. Okay, so we see a progression of improvement, and that could just mean greater density of information or energy, whatever. And then we go same date, 2029, 40. That is, we don't even know what that means. Okay, so, but it does show that there's a distinct difference between 2029's our state of being and today's state of being, right? So, so that's what you keep running into when you start like, what do they call it, remote viewing or dancing out there. I call it just separate and go look at it, right? So anyway, whoopee, well, you just need to listen to the hippie national anthem by Country Joe and the Fish. Be the first person on your block to have your son brought home in a box. It's 1, 2, 3. What are we fighting for? We don't give a damn about the war in Vietnam. And it's 5, 6, 7. Open up pearly gates. Don't be late. Whoopee, we're all going to die. I require all my martial arts students to learn that song. And you know why? No prophet has ever survived their prophecy. So there, I'm
Uh-huh.
making a prophecy. There.
Escaping with information is all that's coming to my mind. Escape with the information. Like save the information. That's what's coming into my head right now.
Well, I think it explains why uh, all the elites have gone bonkers and
They've gone
accumulate
bonkers for bunkers.
bonkers for bunkers. That's their new T-shirt we should print and have available because they've gone bonkers for like money and bunkers and underground. And it's like, you're crazy. You're not going to survive that in any better fashion than somebody who doesn't do all that. I mean, all the happy people are going to be up here celebrating.
Yeah, actually, it'll be the three people who are left who can start
Yeah,
out all over again. Thank
yeah,
God.
yeah.
It's like with all the good that gets destroyed. Also, guess what else gets destroyed? Epstein. He'll finally be dead
Yeah,
for
yeah.
real.
Mother Nature might tend to be a little ruthless with what they've created, let's say.
Well, but at what point are we not asking for it?
Well, that's it. You, what was the old margarine commercial? It's not
Don't
nice.
fool with Mother
Mother
Nature.
Nature. That's it, right? It's not nice to fool with Mother Nature.
It's not nice. That's right.
Yeah.
It's not
So
nice to fool.
the
Right.
problem is the lag time and when they find that out. So anyway, it's a wild world. Isn't that what Cat Stevens said?
He did say that. Like,
Yeah.
we were going to talk more about the Seventh Reich, the
Oh yeah.
seventh level of Reich, seven levels of Reich. Like,
Well, that's what you will eventually end up with is one of the things that people want to talk about is the control section, which is all the politicians and all the leaders and the people supposedly making decisions on everything from whatever you want to call it, war, politics, environment, banking, anything, religion. And then you go, well, where's the command structure? And see, nobody has ever revealed the command structure. They hint at it. They say, well, Bilderberg's command structure. And the answer is no. And then the WEF, no. Those are all control structures. The Vatican, control structure. It's not a command structure. In other words, there's a command structure on this planet that is orchestrating incredible amounts of activity through their control structures. Democratic Party, Republican Party, the Federal Reserve, I mean, state legislatures, it's all control. But the command structure that's at the top of that has never been talked about. I tracked who was in the command structure, and I could track a few of them at one point, but it gets pretty hazy pretty quick when you try to lock it down. So some of those people, just like the United States, their command structure, the leader of our command structure is like number three on the totem pole. In other words, he's not even the top one in the world. So,
So everybody gets so whooped about who's the president and who's this. It's like, who cares? They're not the one that's in charge anyway. What are you talking
yeah.
about?
Well, I mean, all you got to do, like we were talking about the intelligence level, look at the intelligence level of the command structure around the world. And it's, or control, I'm sorry. You can't have command without intelligence, right? So,
Well,
so,
that gives Palantir a wide berth to come in because it's intelligent and the humans doing this aren't.
right.
So get out of our way.
But it's still a tool of the control structure, right? In other words, it's giving you options to the control structure, but only after the fact. Like the war in Iran has been on the table for like, I don't know, a couple thousand years, and we revisit it. The same thing as in Afghanistan or Iraq. And and in Europe and in Ukraine, that's all revisited things that have worked in the past. And we go, well, what did they work to do? And they go, nothing ever accomplished out of it except a lot of poverty and killing a lot of people. So that makes you think that maybe that's the outcome that they're looking for. That's a command decision. Okay. So, so anyway, same old game, right? Same old game. Schrodinger's war. That's what we'll call it. Epic fantasy. Working really good on everybody, right? I'm just shocked that the corporate hasn't got into it, which gets into that seventh right. The idea that you have organizations that are looking out for their own interest and for their own people, right? And so you'll see corporate ownership of people. We already do. You say I work for a paycheck, right? And so let's say I worked for Elon. Man, we're on the up, right? We're looking good, right? And then I go to somebody like General Motors or Ford and go, right? I need to switch ships here, even though that was a good one for like 6 or 8 decades. See? And so now you have the Palantir. I don't, I mean, they call it an ecosystem. You call it a corporation, a transnational. When they become transnational, it means that, like, if you pass a law against them in Europe, well, hell, we'll just quit Europe and go be somewhere else, right? You're not locked to what we call a defensive position. And so that's what you're going to see. They're no longer defending New York City. They're bailing out of there and moving to Texas and Florida. corporation no longer defending California. They're moving to Texas and Florida, right? And it just astounds me they don't realize that Oklahoma is empty. It's literally 3 million square miles of, or whatever, how many, of just empty. There's nobody here. You can drive for hours and see no cars or very few houses, right? And those are just along the road. There's nothing back and off the road.
That
So,
something sounds so nice.
right. Anyway, transnationals,
Okay.
they're going to find out that location doesn't make any difference anymore, right? We're no longer geomorphic oriented. How's that? That's the language, right? And it is really true. You can do better in some places on this planet than you can do in others, right?
How much does that have to do with the energy and the frequency of that place? We've gone over this before,
Well,
I think.
it has to do with
Or
energy
you being a
density.
match to that energy.
It's like Rolls-Royce has a, we'll call it deployable uh, micronuclear reactor. Okay. I call it micronucleonics or whatever. And the dang thing will power 1 million households, right? So that's the future. But what you're going to see is corporations are going to build those, they're already doing it with the data centers and the power structures with them. And if you take one of those nuclear reactors like Rolls-Royce is developing, and you park it, let's say I parked one in Oklahoma, 1 million houses. There's not 1 million houses here. I could feed all the industry that wanted to come here, right? And I got one little nuclear reactor. And so now I'm energy independent, no more oil, no more gas, right? No more wind, no more solar. Like who needs it? So, so you're going to see some of those industries kind of like losing their charm, we'll call it, right? And so anyway, there's a few others out there, but they're showing you the way things are going to move. Once you're energy independent, you're also independent of a whole lot of rules and regulations around the world,
Hmm.
right? And that's where Epstein messed up.
Right.
He wasn't energy independent, and that made him vulnerable to banking. See,
Mm,
right?
well,
See how it all kind of rolls around, right? We call it a fur ball.
and fur balls that have tentacles that reach into all kinds of stuff, which makes it all, it is all connected. Like when somebody says that topic has nothing to do with this topic. Yeah, but it actually kind of does.
Yeah.
The fact that you cannot either are not capable of or don't want to connect the dots because then it'll create some existential crisis in your head.
I have a wall hanging that traces out all the connections. I bought it at one of these conventions, and it is phenomenal. You can't grasp, like, for instance, Donald J. Trump. You have DJT on the stock market. You have Liberty Coin. You have Kushner and whatever the other one, and the baby boy. Baron the baby boy. You have the best baby boy in the world, by the way. And so there's never been a greater baby boy. But anyway, they you don't know what all they're into. Are the Clintons, are the Obama, all these people. Nancy, you don't know what in the hell they got their hands into, right? And they're given free license because they know that they basically can't be touched,
Right, they're
It's
bulletproof, exactly.
yeah. So that's how you tell command structure, right? Control structure you can't even identify. So there you go. Invisible. Invisible.
Yes, the more flagrant the behavior,
Yeah.
you know,
We call it the
and
hand of God. Pick one. Right. And you should find some comfort in knowing that God is on the side of Iran, God is on our side, and God is on the side of France. It's just that we don't know what God does in France. It's always been a mystery. So there. Are we having fun now?
Are we? I don't know, Randy. Are we having
Yeah,
fun?
I think it's hilarious.
Do you think everything's hilarious?
Yeah. So everybody should join a corporation. They should either go to work for them or buy stock in one of them.
Or
So
become one?
yeah, so they can be identified as belonging to a group that has what was the thing that all corporations had? A
Chapter
mission
11.
statement.
Sorry.
No, they have mission statements. How many people do you know have a mission statement other than women who are trying to get married?
Oh, wow.
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 Wow. See, that was right.
Really? Really?
Oh. Anyway, mission statements have gone the way of what do you call them? Vision boards and oh, business plans. I haven't seen one of those in forever.
Show
Right?
me a business plan.
Show me a resume. Like, what the hell is
A curriculum vitae.
that? Yeah, I love that.
What's your CV?
Yeah.
Oh, man. You ready for some questions or not yet?
Oh yeah. No, no, I'm through what ranting and raving. I've been having a good time watching the show. I forget. I get caught up in the minutiae. Like Tesla's earnings are Wednesday. Is that good or bad? Right. Right. So, I mean, come on, it's your new tribe. You need to wear the t-shirt Tesla, right? You need to wear the new t-shirt like Palantir, right? Palantir should just be an all-seeing eye, like a headband right here, with the all-seeing eye in it. We should sell those too, right? Yeah, that's it.
It's my
So,
friend, the magnifying
anyway,
glass.
you got some questions?
I do. Christina's got questions, and they're really a lot about anxiety disorders. Um, and I have answers to all. First of all, for me, like just overall, before I start asking her questions, I'm just going to say that anxiety and depression are concepts with which one becomes entangled through thoughts. And then the thoughts create the feelings, and the feelings create the thoughts to the point where you're not sure which one starts what. And next thing you know, you're on drugs because you're at the shrink to calm yourself down. But like, I also
Ang-
suffer from general anxiety disorder. So the best way I've ever found to control it is to forcibly take over what I am thinking and forcibly not think. Like stop thinking thoughts completely and totally. It's the only way to get out of it is to
uh,
disengage.
there's a meditation. It's in the book I'm talking about called Satanama meditation. And it is to stop the orbiting of thought.
Right,
Right?
the orbital looping.
Yeah, it's to stop looping. And we're on a 24-hour loop anyway. Every day is Groundhog Day. And every day presents an opportunity to learn more and do better and change things in a way that can change what tomorrow looks like. To the extent it can be changed, there's a key, right? Now, number one, for the love of being anxious and the rewards it provides you are greater than the love of not being anxious, right? The people should write it down. What is the benefit of being anxious in your life? What is the benefit of being depressed, right? And the answer is, well, I get attention.
Attention, I was just gonna say, because you get
Yeah.
attention.
Yeah. And the key to it is I trap my own attention and consciousness in a loop. Okay.
Right.
And
And then
so,
people notice and go, oh, what's the matter?
yeah.
Oh, I'm so
So we
anxious.
say
Uh,
kineticism, this part of the brain overrides anxiety, which is here, and overrides depression, which is here. So that's it. So of all the things they give you, if you can get somebody to move, it will take them out of depression or anxiety. to the degree that they can be consistent in that effort, right?
Right, to the degree that one can become aware of something is the
Right.
degree to which you can deal with it too,
Yeah.
So, but
Yeah,
like,
people used to hate, like, they'd say something like, I have anxiety. And I said, well, how's that working for you? And the answer is, it's working perfectly. How do I know that? Because you have it, right? And then the answer is, well, if you have that, why would you have it when you could get rid of it? And then people go, well, I can't get rid of it, and therefore I need drugs and therapy, which is another form of checking out of the universe and not playing. One thing about our fearless leader, Lord and Savior, he's not afraid of playing. I suspect that boy doesn't have anxiety or depression over all this, right?
no, I suspect that he doesn't have any feeling whatsoever. I think he's neutral or puffed up, but
Yeah.
not anxious.
Well,
Like
there was,
neutral or higher.
I read a series of books in Kansas City. Was late going to the airport one day, and I just pulled over, said bookstore, and I didn't realize it was uh, Black American, I guess that's the right term, I don't know, bookstore. And so I looked around, I said, I need some books. And the guy goes, well, here's some, like mystery, whatever. And the books for the main character was a man named Stack a Dollar. I love to make those hoes holler, right? And I swear our Lord and Savior has read those books, right? And so the reason I say that is because, he said, grab them by the ears. I mean, grab them by the shoulder, grab them by the something. And then he said,
Ah,
yeah. And then he said, and he's Mr. Stack a Dollar. So that's his new title. You can find some of those books. Just look up Stack. My name's Stack a Dollar. He was a great pimp in Chicago or somewhere, right?
wow.
Not saying that our Lord and Savior's a pimp, I would never say that, right?
But even if he was, he'd be a great one.
Yeah.
Tremendous. Outstanding.
Yeah. I would not accuse of him of pandering to the masses, kind of like JC did.
Yeah, because he's better than JC. He's already said it
That's
so
right.
many times.
See? See, if you know all this, it's like it all just makes sense to you. All right. The thing is, Stack a Dollar drove a Pitmobile, and what does the president drive? You see what I mean?
A Maserati.
Uh,
Oh, my back itches.
um, Trump drives the ultimate pimp mobile. We call it the Beast, I think they call it, right?
Like at this point, he doesn't drive anything. I think he gets driven.
Yeah, that's
Or
right.
if he is driving, he's driving a freaking golf
Yeah,
cart. So if that's what you're
yeah,
referring to as the beast, it's a
yeah,
drone. He drives a golf cart with a little monster mouth on the front.
yeah, yeah, yeah. If you see him coming on the golf course, you'll be also singing
Yeah, you better
Dead
walk
Dog.
fast to get away from him because he'll be
No,
coming
you'll
at
be
you about
singing
three
Dead
miles an
Dog in the
hour.
middle of the road. Dead Dog in the middle of the road because you got to get out of the way quick,
Oh,
right?
goodness.
I think it ought to be a blues song. I'm trying to figure out how to set it to blues music, right?
We can figure that out after the show.
Yeah, yeah. We can go to one of those AI things.
Go to Waffle House and sing in the
Yeah,
parking lot. We'll figure it
yeah,
out. Maybe
yeah.
we'll even get some tips.
Hey, we can sing it with a music video with the Waffle House as the background.
That's right. Maybe they'll tip us to shut up.
Yeah. Okay, so anxiety is a
So, okay.
function of orbiting of the mind and requires you through physical action to get out of it as a rule, as opposed to drugs or whatever. And I cover all that, of course, in the book I wrote. But the other thing is that it does, we say that for the love of it, what we mean is it's serving a purpose. And the purpose is to dumb you down or make you insensitive to things that are going on around you. And mostly those are of an emotional nature. So there.
Hmm.
So if you're in something that's generating emotional responses like war in Iran, you might want to remove yourself from it. Kind of like those generals that removed themselves last week in DC, right?
Yeah. Well, see, I
Right.
think
Right.
this is where your buddy Joe Dispenza, I'll say this again, is people become addicted to the chemicals that flow through their body that certain emotions give them. So,
Yeah.
you know,
So,
then you're just anxious and you don't even know why you're anxious because it doesn't make sense why you're anxious, but your body just wants that hit of anxiety so it can feel what it's nor like it
yeah.
now I feel better because of the anxiety. Because like what got my
Yeah.
hit. Like it's like
So,
a drug
so
addict.
what you're saying is that whether the input is external or internal, the energy of that thought or that emotion or that feeling produces a state of or a series of conditions in the brain that produces neurochemistry, the outcome of which is anxiety
That's right.
or depression. And that's or any form of addiction. It's that your brain is actually the one doing that. There's nobody doing it to you. All right.
Right, exactly. So that when I say things like "you make me so mad," like well, that's just
Yeah,
dumb.
that's not true.
It's not
It-
true. Like, or you make me sad. That's not true either. You can say I feel sad because
yeah.
something triggered the sadness in me. That's different. That's a different statement.
Hmm. Hmm.
Or I allowed something to trigger the anger in me because you have to give it permission somewhere at some level, don't you?
Well,
I mean,
it's
or
like it's like the song says. You said all that and makes me feel just like a woman.
oh dear God.
Anxiety and
Oh,
depression tend to afflict the females more than the males, right? Either that or the males are lying. What's the next question?
I mean, I didn't really even ask any of her questions. I just sort of generalized all of them into one
Okay.
whopping. But okay, so how did the Native Americans deal with anxiety, or did they not ever deal with it because they were busy with life? LOL, like DJT.
Okay. Anxiety is anticipation. Okay. And if you live out in the middle of Oklahoma, there's just not much to anticipate. And if you live in the middle of New Mexico or Arizona, there's about 100 times less things to anticipate.
Huh.
There, your anticipation extends to it might rain one day. All right. Now, is that anxiety producing? I don't know.
It
And
depends
then,
how you feel about the
yeah.
rain.
And then someday you might get the mail in the mailbox. And someday you might go outside and do something.
Uh-oh.
I mean, that is the extent of your anxiety producing environment. So when you're in a high anxiety, they made a movie by that name, by
Mel
the way.
Brooks. Huh.
Yeah, it is a great movie. It means that you're in a kinetic environment where emotional and thought energy are prevalent. All right. And so as soon as you come out of it, that's why they say go in the woods, go in the desert, right? Only don't go in the desert. 11 people have disappeared in that lately, and they all had high IQs. So if you have a high IQ, you
Don't
should
be
probably
going wandering by yourself.
don't go wandering in the desert. Call me, right? Anyway, what's your next question?
Um, how well, I think you answered all the questions in our conversation, honestly. Like, is that weird that I'm not at Christina? Like, I hope you're not upset. Like, I can give you what her questions are kind of rapid fire because I think we covered it.
Okay.
Like, the
That's,
first one is like, are social and general anxiety disorders due to nature or nurture or both? We answered that.
wait a minute. Say it again.
Are social and generalized anxiety disorders due to nature or nurture or both?
Neither one.
Exactly. So the second one is, why do people with anxiety tend to avoid even simple situations and withdraw from easy interactions?
It's protection, padding, or insulation. Protection is physical. padding is mental, and insulation is emotional.
Hmm.
We can measure that. Like somebody comes to me and says they have anxiety. I need to know what form it's taking. Okay. So isolation would be padding, insulation, right? Isolating from social situations. Got it?
Yeah.
Now, padding physical is I'm afraid of physical contact or injury. And then,
Germophobia.
yeah, and then padding protection is emotional. I don't want to experience high emotion, right? High anxiety, high emotion. That's it. Next question.
Do you believe that more exposure to the uncomfortable feelings or situations that cause anxiety help, or does it cause more harm than good?
Well, you're playing with your own anxiety to see how you can make it better, right? Remember, the reward for anxiety is that you have anxiety. It's a simple looping reward system for depression anxiety. I gave a talk at a AA meeting. I thought 140 people were going to try to kill me because I told them, you like addiction. Otherwise, you wouldn't do it. I can't
Right.
make you like addiction. I don't care what I do. They've proven it all in prisoner of war and Nazis and everybody else. I can't make you like something. All
No.
right. So, but you can do it to yourself. Okay.
You know what Robert Downey used to say, once said to me? He said, Leanne, it's not even that I'm addicted to any one substance. I'm just addicted to more, which basically means I'm addicted to being an addict.
Yeah.
It doesn't
No, no.
matter what the substance is. It's just I
Well,
need more, right?
and God bless all addicts because it works for them,
I
right?
guess
It's just,
until it
and
doesn't.
everybody wants to fix them. And it's like, why? It's working for them. It's kind of like saying, I'm in love. It's working for me. All right. That's all I'm saying. Love is the greatest addiction in the world. There. Bless you, child. Next.
Why do people suffer from social anxiety? Is it really from any of the causes modern psychology gives us, or is there something more going on?
They can't handle rejection. That's it.
Snowflakes.
Yeah. It's like, that's why I cover again. No is a great word.
It's a sentence. No is a sentence. They say that in
Yeah.
12-step programs, by the way.
No is neutral too, by the way. It's not a negative.
Okay. How could one stop anxiety in a social situation when it starts? Do you got any good hacks? Just shut
You
your
like
head
it.
off.
Why do you want to stop it? I'm all for you being anxious. If you're anxious, and I'm all for you being anxious. And why would I want to change that unless you said to me, this is not working for me anymore? And then I would help you because we could find something else to do other than being anxious or depressed.
We could find a different addiction for you.
Yeah, we
Better.
could we could go to Waffle House and have a therapy session.
Right. And then eat lots of kale.
Yeah.
Kale waffles with jalapeno.
Yeah. Anyway.
Okay, well, that was it for Christina's questions. Here comes Matt's questions.
Uh-oh.
Oh, God. All right, what's with all the strange disappearances in our national parks over the years, and why are a good number of them of German descent? Wie geht's? Where bin this du is going? Where are you going? Where are they going? All these German people in the.
Why do people disappear in national parks?
Why do German people disappear?
Because they go wandering into the forest. It's a national tradition to go trekking through the forest, right?
Is it a German thing?
No, well, it is in Germany. It's a German thing, and other parts of the world don't have it afflicted with it so much. But the only reason to go in the forest is if somebody's chasing you.
Nazi chasers, Nazi
So
hunters.
anyway, the answer is why do so many people disappear in national forests? Is because people need to eat. So there you go.
Each other. Finish the
Yeah,
sentence.
yeah. People need each other, And if you ever feel a loss of contact with the universe and life, just go in the forest, right? You will be put to some use. How's that?
Hey, Christina, if he ever asks you if you want to go camping, just say no.
No, 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 no. That's a bad idea. That is a really
Don't
bad
go.
idea.
Don't
You
go.
know, bad things happen in out there, right?
Bigfoot
I
is
know.
all the
I've been
rage
there.
right now. Just saying.
Yeah.
Okay. Is it true that we run illegal experimentation in some of the national parks, hence all the secrecy and strangeness?
And the what? Say it again.
Is it true that we run illegal experimentation in some of the national parks, hence all of the secrecy and strangeness?
Um, well, the implication would be that it's just the U.S. government.
Doing
But there's a lot of organizations that are running. They just busted a group out in, Chinese biolab in LA. I mean, the cartels run half of Northern California as far as drug production. Now, Canada is like an incredible transit point for drugs and biolabs. And, there's like, let's see, how many United States biolabs are around the world? I used to know this number. 519 biolabs around the world. Think about that, right? You don't even know they may be in the basement of the building you're in, right?
I have a friend building one for the Chinese up in Northern California right now. He's got two of them getting built.
Yeah. Like I said, you have no idea the extent. That's why your brain can only encompass so much of the information. Um, Even when we talk about command and control structures, that's why it's so localized. The command structure is non-local. That's the way we look at it. They've got a bigger picture than everybody else, right? Mm. Because they're directing traffic. So there.
Okay.
Do you really think the war in Iran is about Iran? No. Is it about nuclear? No. It's about gateways and aliens and giants. How's that?
Somebody was saying it was about portals. It's about
Yeah, yeah,
portals and time travel and all
yeah.
kinds of stuff that's sci-fi, like Stargate. It's like the movie Stargate. They're all arguing over Stargates, and that's why Saddam got taken out because he knew there was a Stargate and he knew how it
Yeah.
worked, and they took him out.
And that is so much more entertaining than they've got nuclear bombs. I mean, come on. That's a that's a 1950s storyline. Like they need to get with the fantasy world. That's why we call it epic fantasy, because there's portals there, folks. There's portals. I promise you.
You know what? All I'm
Next.
seeing right now in my head is John Hamm in the show Mad Men.
Yeah. Yeah. That's command structure anyway.
There you go, Madison Avenue, men. Okay. Have you ever practiced the art of making a bonsai tree? So apparently it takes days or weeks of contemplation sometimes that can go into making just one trim. It's very interesting.
Bonsai trees and bomb making or bomb disposal are the same thing. Okay. Because in a bomb, if you cut the wrong wire, right? Now, in a bomb, you get instantaneous feedback. But in a bonsai, you might have to wait for years. And that's just too crazy to contemplate at the speed that this world is going on. Okay. So the only other way you could do it is bamboo shoots. They grow a foot a day or something.
Yeah, I've got bamboo in the other room, and I actually know the
Yeah.
rodentia like to live in the bamboo in
Yeah.
LA. That's where lots of little tick, 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 tick.
Yeah.
Yep. Now I'm not talking squirrels, folks.
Yeah.
Okay. This goes back to Christina's questions and your comments. Donald J. Trump said something that may ring true. He said, I don't have time to be depressed. LOL. Is it true that keeping busy all of the time staves off depression?
He stays busy. What?
All the time. Is it true that keeping busy all the time staves off depression?
Um,
I mean,
there's a condition that is that anxiety and depression are participatory in it, and it's called avoidance of the self. Okay, and avoidance of the self you could s- look at as a form of anxiety or anxiety and depression, and also constant activity, whether it be mental or physical or whatever,
perpetual
is
distraction.
yeah, is meant to distract yourself from yourself, where you might end up making an opinion about yourself, okay,
Hmm.
or having an opinion of yourself. And if that opinion does not match reality, then that's a disconnect. And then the disconnect will cause or present an opportunity for anxiety, depression, or bombing your neighbors. So there. Maybe you should take up bonsai. Anyway, go ahead.
Timothy McVeigh comes to mind. Oklahoma. Sorry.
Don't give. I was actually about 3 miles away when that happened.
Well, I'm glad you were far away.
And there were two explosions, no matter what they say, right?
I
Because
believe.
I'm immediately oriented on, I said that was a bomb. And then the second one come off, and I said that was another bomb. And I was standing, I had a group of contractors I was working with, and we immediately knew, I told them what was going on, right? So
No.
the
Um,
rest of it The rest of it was a fantasy act. It should have been played out on Broadway. I think we could go to Broadway and do the Murray Building. We could do the Tommy McVeigh. We could do the Ruby Ridge. We could do the Waco. These are all great plays, but nothing that compares to 911 and Iraq and Iran wars, right? Each of those would be great plays. I'll be willing to produce them.
can I play Ted Kaczynski?
Huh?
Can I play Ted Kaczynski?
Oh, yes,
I
definitely.
want to play Ted
Yeah,
Kaczynski.
you have, we get you a fake beard, and you could learn to write cursive
I
for
already did that.
14,000 pages like this, right? So, yeah, it's like that's why they eliminated cursive writing out of our schools was because of him.
You think?
Yeah, like everybody producing manifestos, and they all kind of went by the wind. Nobody does it anymore because we don't have manifestos anymore. We have verticals, right?
Oh, now we've got
Verticals
vertical
is
dramas instead because
yeah,
nobody has an
vertical
attention
drama.
span. The
Yeah,
attention
they're all
span for
played out on
manifest.
the phone. Because I got
Nobody.
yelled at one time for turning the phone in a vertical way instead of horizontal when I was doing an interview.
Oh man.
I didn't know I was a leading edge of,
Yeah,
you
you were
know,
ahead of the curve.
yeah, yeah. So,
All right. We got four more. Have you ever had a chance to study magnetar stars? How powerful can their fields really get?
see, this equates to my favorite question. Have you ever kissed Marilyn Monroe? It's like, and that comes from Avery Millstead was my science teacher. And when I was in ninth grade, and he would look at me because I was always trying to make 100 pluses on all the tests. And and I'd make 100 plus, and he would look at me dead in the eye and go, "What difference, Mr. Weitenheimer, what difference will it make 100 years from now?" So I got to ask, right? What difference will it make 100 years from now, right? So the answer to your question is if you can separate your consciousness and create an avatar that can travel, and then bilocate to that magnetar, you could come up with the answer just as I have. Anyway, there.
Okay.
Magnetars are forever. I'm in love.
There's your next t-shirt. Magnetars are forever.
Yeah, that's it.
Forget diamonds.
Huh?
Forget diamonds.
Yeah.
Okay. We hear a lot about black holes, but what about white holes? Are they the other end of are they the other end of black holes? And are there gray holes too? Like
We we call that let me give you the term for it. Let's see.
I can
Uh,
tell you about a couple buttholes I know.
we are we are what do they call it? Color discriminatory and prejudiced. How's that?
Yeah, I
So
guess.
your fascination with black holes does not allow you to consider white holes or pink holes or red holes or blue holes,
Oh,
right?
rainbow holes.
Because there's a beautiful spectrum of light out there, which should include all of those, right?
All right. Well,
Yeah, you don't, right? You know, I mean,
I think Randy's getting tired. We've got two more questions. What does it mean when you see gold and green blobs in meditation? I've asked you this before because I see purple and gold ones. Gold seems elusive. Not really, but he wants to surround himself with the blob, with it. It, I guess, means the blob. I don't know. He wants to go blobbing.
like to me, when I go to sleep or if I'm in the middle of the night and I'm or meditating or looking, the presence of like when your eyes are closed in a dark room, the photonic display under your eyes becomes lavender or purple with me, right?
Yeah,
But I was taught meditations to change it, yeah, that color to green. And so we could do certain meditations, yeah. And there's a meditation for what we call money. It's Hari, 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 right? And the whole time you're visualizing the color green. So that's a meditation to experience what they call green energy, which is the same thing as being in the woods or out in nature, right? Because it's a prevalent color or the one we have maximum interaction with is the color green. This whole planet is based on that. And money is generally green or considered green, except if you're in Europe and Australia and some other places, right?
yeah,
But anyway, so we use green meditation as a way for prosperity, and that's what it was called. I've taught it before, and if you can get 30 people together, I'll be happy to teach it. So, right? So those colors generally like what you're experiencing is a shift in the electromagnetic spectrum, and particularly in color, and it reflects your meditative state. So like mine is that high lavender purple color. And
yeah,
and but I noticed the other day, like sitting out with the sun early in the morning, everything is this beautiful infrared red color, right, with your eyes closed. And so you're not just seeing the blood vessels in the eye, you're actually experiencing, as far as your brain's concerned, that color. So experiencing a color and seeing a color are different. Okay.
that makes sense too.
And remember, if you're from New York, wear black. Anyway, go ahead.
Well, my dog is okay then because she doesn't have a choice. She just
Yeah.
wears black because that's how looks. Okay. His last question is if one works with earth energies or earth magic, can one also work with the heaven or sun energies magic as well?
Most people spend a lifetime, if they're learning a form, is what we call it, kind of like in martial arts. If you're going to learn earth magic, you spend whatever time you need to master that. Okay. And what has happened in our society and around the world, nobody spends 20, 30, 40 years to develop up that capacity of interaction and interface. Two things, interaction and interface. So the idea that you would become proficient in more than one requires you to live a long time. And that's where we get what do you call it? The social story or the fantasies. Um, what do you call children's books
Oh,
like
fairy tales?
fairy tales? Yeah, it's where we get the fairy tales of people living 100 or 150 years, 200 years, whatever. Every one of them was a magician, right? And there was actually a book called The Magician. I can't remember. I have a copy somewhere. It was written in the 70s, I believe.
Hmm.
But people think about like, oh, medicine man or what do you call it, a magician or an alchemist. You're talking lifelong devotion to trying to perceive the world in a way that reveals things to you that are not apparent to other people. There we go.
Okay.
Right? So mastery is a long time coming.
Yep. And nobody in this society has the attention span to master
Oh
shit.
yeah, no. I have the attention span of a gnat.
Right. We're not conditioned to that kind of thing anymore. It's not cool. Sesame Street and the Electric Company, like were shows for good shows for people who had ADHD because they would focus on something for like 30 seconds to a minute and then they would switch. And
Yeah,
then again, they would switch. So they were actually teaching you to not have an attention span in
right.
my
Yeah. I would,
2020
somebody,
hindsight.
somebody asked me this weekend, actually asked about what it was like when I was in grade school. And I said, a very important thing happened. They had something called SRA reading, which I later learned was part of like maybe CIA programming techniques. But anyway, they had a hierarchy of colors, back to that again. And you started at, let's say, yellow or whatever, and you would read a paragraph and then you had to answer one question or two questions. And then you turn it over and it had an analysis of what you read. And so, in our spare time in class, you could walk up and grab one or two of these cards and work your way through them. And I became enamored with them, and I worked my way up to like the top levels to where I literally could read a page or two a minute and answer all the questions, which is comprehension, and be able to do the analysis of what I read on the back and do it all really quickly. And
Oh
that
my
has,
God. Yeah, I'm looking at it right now. Like Lakeshore has it for little kids. It's nonfiction
yeah,
comprehension. There's red, green, blue, purple, and orange. And
yeah,
like the SRA Reading Lab 3A, there's a complete kit.
yeah.
abebooks.com, $1,500.
Oh yeah. The school bought it, but I can tell you that had a dramatic impact on the has shown up by the fact I've got about 5,000 books in my library. So,
Wow. Wow. Interesting. Very interesting. Well, okay, so I have a couple questions.
okay,
I've been accused of and I've woken myself up. Like first, let me start by saying humming. When you hum, at whatever note just comes out naturally, you're basically you're resonating through your sinus cavity. But if you hum long enough, it's not just your throat, it's going through your whole body and it starts in your sinuses and it just resonates through everything. And there's something, if you can hum a note for 60 seconds at least, and then just keep doing that repetitively for a while, there's something about it that's very healing, it resets you, all that. Okay.
All right, wait. I used to teach, taught Kundalini yoga for 50 years, whatever. One of the meditations I would teach is called Hummy Hum Brahm Hum. Okay. Hummy, Hummee, hum, Brahm, Brahm, Hummy Hum Brahm Hum. Now, the meditation is not just to sit here and say Hummy Hum Brahm Hum, Hummy Hum Brahm Hum. That's all here, right? And then it's Hummy Hum Brahm Hum. Now we're in the throat, okay? It's to develop what's called a resonant cavity body. The
Yeah.
entire body becomes a
A
resonant
chamber.
cavity.
Right.
Yeah. And then it becomes something. Let me see if I can do it. Hummy hum, brahm hum, hummy hum, brahm hum, hummy hum, brahm hum, hummy hum, brahm hum. You can feel like I can feel my whole body vibrating to that sound. And then there's a meditation pose for that, and there's a focus on the third eye point, and anyway, it goes along. Hummy hum brum hum, hummy hum brum hum, hummy hum brum. You'll see your voice starting to drop down into the body. And this is a quality of magic too, whether it's earth magic or sky magic, whichever one you're doing. It's the fact that you engage it in a resonant way. Okay. So you resonate your magic, you resonate the sound.
Well,
You resonate the outcome, right?
I
So,
do it in my sleep. Like, so this is what I'm saying. It's like, so I don't consciously, like, I'm dreaming. There's nothing like that, but I know, like, in my sleep, on my exhale, a lot of times it's like
yeah.
like that. It's completely involuntary, but I do it. Like, what is going on there?
Well, like I said, you're vibrating the body at a higher frequency than what it exists at, and we call that happiness and relaxation and all kinds of things.
So if I
One
was a cat, would
of
I be purring?
huh?
If I was a cat, would that be purring?
Exactly. It's exactly the same.
Okay.
Because cats make sound just like we talk, but then they purr or hum, and their whole body's vibrating, right?
Well, maybe
And
I just,
that's the healing aspect of a cat is that it is capable of producing a healthy hum. How's that?
well, so if somebody does it in their sleep, then that must mean that there's some kind of level of consciousness, even in my sleep, that knows that I need to resonate. Like,
Yeah. Well,
um,
yeah, I mean, I teach Hue meditation, HU,
yeah,
which is a form of
hue,
which is
yeah,
for is a form of hum meditation.
hewing, yeah.
And the thing about when I teach like Hummy Hum Brahm Hum, I've done it for an hour, but 30 minutes will just put you on like cloud nine. Hue meditation, if you can do it for 3 or 4 minutes, you're way out there, way out there. And
I
what that
love
means,
hewing.
yeah, what that means is you have separated from your physical existence to the point that you can vibrate your own spirit. That's the language, right? Like we talk about vibe or I sing or listen to music or dance and I'm vibing to it.
Mm.
No, it's when you separate the consciousness from the body or spirit or soul and then can engage that in a resonant way with interface or connectedness or whatever you want to call it. Magic happens. This is all magic at its basic level. Okay. Thaumaturgy. There you go.
Interesting. So I wonder, like, if all the people who know what I think is disclosure. Like it's all like this is like indoctrination at this level first with the hewing and all this stuff and the energy knowledge. And then they're like way past.
Yeah,
I mean, I think that's what disclosure is. It has nothing to do with the alien aspect. It has everything to do with the magic aspect and what they've done and with that, pretty sure.
yeah.
It's-
It's basically we're having fun now. You know, people don't understand. You have a body, you can entertain yourself and educate yourself and develop talents and skills you might otherwise didn't know you have. Right?
What's Timber Chet going on about, like about the stuff that he found out that would make everybody's head spin, and now everybody's talking about like hybridization programs and all this other stuff, and we're back to
Okay.
Nordics and all this other, and they're already in the government, and now we're back to David Jacobs saying the hybrids are already here.
And the immortal words of Avery Milstead. What difference will it make 100 years from now?
So what? Then what? Now what?
That's it. When you can answer those questions, you will eventually come to the back to the point that I am entertained by thinking about magnetars or Trump's relationships, whatever they are, and uh, and more, and you're just revealing what you're fascinated by, right?
I guess you're
Yeah,
just letting your own secrets out of your own bag.
yeah. I'm fascinated by humans and aliens, but that's the same
But they don't
subject.
exist. Or well, unless humans are the aliens. All right, here's a technical question, and then I'll leave you alone. You know, when you go to the chiropractor, I don't know if that's something you've ever done. You probably try to stay away from them. But like to relax your muscles, sometimes they'll put like pads on, they call them stim, and then they put the electric into your muscles to zap you and like relax. And then you're just like doing this like on the table for 15 minutes.
Yeah.
What is that actually doing? Is it harmful, helpful, neutral?
Uh, Generally, we say it's not good to introduce electricity into the body, right? Freaks me out, by the way.
Yeah,
So,
but it's part of a lot of physical therapy.
if you have a muscle that's tight, like think of your fist, we can sit there and pound on it and eventually you will relax, right?
Well,
And we call that massage, right? We call it, you make a Theragun thing that pounds on you. Now, there's different ways. And then they came up with, well, I could put an electrical charge into that and cause that muscle to spasm with the idea that at the end of the spasm, it would be less clenched or tight than
yeah.
it was before. So that's the idea. Now, the trick is the muscle is contracted by bioenergy, not by electricity. So that's the thing that's always freaked me out a little bit about it. Right?
Yeah, well, like
There is no science of bioelectricity. It's not taught in colleges. It's not tell you, ATP energy is generated, uh, trophosine, whatever the other part of that word is. It's not taught about like pranayama and how the body generates and holds a charge of static electricity. And we're not taught about the differentiation between bioelectric and electric that goes through the wires in our house.
hmm,
So we're not talking about earth energy, fire energy, sky energy, and that's all the forms of the five forms of magic, right?
huh.
Because they deal with a different electricity, a different bioenergy or biophotons. And now they admit that the cells produce biophotons, babies more than dead people. We'll put that away. Or politicians, we could say.
Are my mom's ashes making biophotons in the other room in the box?
Yeah,
Are
yeah.
they?
I don't know. I'd have to look.
Oh, okay. I was just asking
Just
you.
remember, For all those people in Hollywood, you can't consume babies and get biophotons. That's all they need to know.
It don't work like that, guys.
It doesn't work like that. And all they got to do is call me and I'll explain it.
If you can get 30 celebrities together to pay Randy,
Oh, we'd have a field day. Can you imagine sitting me down in the housewives of Orange County and letting me go through what they like and
see,
love
you're
and
thinking the Housewives of Orange County, and I'm thinking this madman named Seth MacFarlane. That guy's, there's something so very wrong with that man, and I love him. His
yeah,
humor is so crazy.
yeah.
He does Family Guy, he does Ted, he did a show called The Orville. My friend Scott Grimes works with him all the time. I want to work with Seth MacFarlane.
There you go.
He's on my list.
Call him up and say we'll do a movie, right?
Hey Seth, you should be my co-host. You think you're nuts.
Yeah.
Nah.
Yeah, he could be with we could cast him in, Melania's Escape from Mar-a-Lago, right?
Oh, that was a question. That was a snarky question from my husband, which really doesn't need to be dignified with an answer. But he said, yeah, ask Randy if Melania has an OnlyFans account.
Well, first of all,
She is
I
an
have
OnlyFans account.
I have been trying to get an OnlyFans account for several years
You're
and
gonna
haven't.
have to show your boobs.
No, I was going to show my big toe, but anyway.
Well, you could paint a little nipple on it and
No,
charge people $20 for the nipples
the
commentary.
whole the
No,
whole secret of meditation is your big toe. So I was going to show my big toe and hopefully gather support in a financial nature.
you
So
should
there.
put a nipple on your big toe, give it a mouth, and make it talk. Use the AI to do that, and then you could call yourself Nipple Toe, and
That what
then
is correct.
yeah, yeah.
That is that is called a plot of appealing to people's base nature.
This
All
is
right.
how people make money, is because people's base nature never goes away. That's the only thing that does not get engineered out of them. If anything, it gets engineered stronger in them to keep them distracted and just absolutely stupid. So,
Yeah.
if they're going to be like that, and there are more of them than there are of us, you know, my husband told me to turn into Purple Rain, spell rain Reign, Purple
Oh,
Rain.
all
And then
right.
I said, I'll just put purple body makeup on and
Yeah.
do what you told me and stand back there and like put pasties on that are also purple and give people commentary on their physical. To send me a picture of you naked, and for $100, I'll give you one sentence commentary and reduce what you look like. How's that?
That's a business plan right there.
People love to be, I will shame you for $100. Send me a picture of you and
Anyway,
I'll shame you in
uh,
all my purple
it,
glory.
pictures of my big toe are available on what do you call it? OnlyFans?
OnlyFans and Purple
Yeah.
Rain.
Okay, okay. To answer your husband's question, first of all, we would be curious as to why he wants to know that. But anyway, so
Wouldn't you like to know, Randy?
so let's see. Does Melania have an OnlyFans account? No. Has she ever had one? No. Are
Does
there
Barron Trump have one?
are there pictures of her in a less than sartorial disguise? And the answer is yes. Are they on the internet? No. Are they on the dark web? Yes. So there's probably dark web photos of her.
Of course,
Right?
there are probably dark web photos of you two.
Yeah. So
No, they're not. Okay.
anyway,
Well,
Melania, Seth Rogen, you, me, Escape from Mar-a-Lago. I'm telling you. Hey, Seth could play
so who,
Mr.
what? Joe Rogan, you mean?
Joe Rogan. No. Your Seth?
Seth, my Seths? My
Yeah.
Seth, my
Yeah.
Sethala.
Yeah. Seth
Seth
could play.
MacFarlane. Seth
Yeah.
MacFarlane.
He could play Mr. T. Right. Right.
Robert Downey already did that in Tropic Thunder, playing him.
Yeah. I wonder. can Melania run in high heels and what it would like look like Trump?
No, no, her robot could do it for her.
Oh yeah, and yeah, the robot holding her hand while she's running, and Trump in the golf cart chasing her, and that's the opening scene. Right? Right? Do the storyboards, and we're on our way.
Come back here with my girlfriend, Melania. You stole my girlfriend.
Yeah, yeah.
Right, when you're really thinking he's going to get angry at the robot for stealing his wife, he's getting angry at the wife for stealing his
I'm
pump
telling you.
doll.
And then we have to reveal that the robot was not sex robot, but the robot was a Chinese spy, and now we got the whole thing,
Wait,
right?
no, it's a Chinese spy that is setting all the drones off over all of the
Yeah,
outer
yeah, yeah,
space.
yeah. See,
So it is the Chinese
I'm
after
telling you, this
all.
this is a great movie shaping up, right?
Oh, well,
Okay,
that's enough. My throat, my voice is gone. And so, you know what? I am also gone. Good night.
okay. Bye-bye.
Goodbye. Don't forget to like and subscribe and share. Okay, bye.